Hello, everyone. Welcome to almost the end of the day of day one of Lumio Palooza. It has been an amazing day of so many great sessions by ambassadors from all over the world. I'm super excited to welcome in our presenter in just a moment here. But before we do, just a couple of announcements. Remember that throughout any of our sessions, you are welcome to drop questions or comments in the chat. We've got folks backstage answering those for you. If you need anything at all, or if it's a question for a presenter, we'll pop those on screen and make sure that our presenter sees them. We also want to remind you that we have a Lumio Palooza social challenge going on. So what does that mean for you? During the session, please feel free to take a screenshot if you see something that you really like, or you can just jot down a quick little note. And then what you can do is you can join either our Facebook group, which is Lumio Educators, or you can follow us across any social media platform of your preference. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, it's Lumio Social. And all you need to do after the session today, we'll also maybe give you a couple minutes at the end of the call, go ahead and post that screenshot, share some thoughts. I'm walking away from today thinking about, what this presenter shared. I really liked it. And every post that you make over today and tomorrow gets you an entry to win a gift card. We're going to announce a few winners per day. We've got a live that's going to happen at the end of the day today, same with tomorrow. We want to make sure that you've got that opportunity to win. So just a reminder, take a look. If you see something on screen that you like, go ahead, grab a screenshot, and then we'll give you an opportunity to post it later on. So with that, we're going to bring Miranda up on screen, and I'm going to introduce our next presenter. Hey, Miranda, how's it going?
It's going good. Hope everyone out there is enjoying their summer, and yay!
It is the time when we're resting, recharging, but also doing all the learning that we need for the next school year. So we're really excited to have you here, Miranda. Thank you for being here. I'm going to put your screen up on the page here. And I know that math is really your jam, so we're really pumped to have you talk about how you make math click with your students. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself off screen, Miranda, and you can take it away.
All right, then. Thanks, Mish. So my session is called Making Math Click. And as Mish said, I am pretty stoked about math. And I use Lumio to teach my math every single day. So here's just like a snapshot of what I've been doing in my own classroom. Hopefully it helps you to make math more interactive in your rooms. Okay, let's see. Here we go. So making math click. So next year I will be a grade 4 teacher. So what I did this past year, I taught grade 4 math. And again, Lumio has been really good for my classes engagement. My students are really excited about math, and I feel like they participate more when I'm using Lumio. It's reaching my MLLs and my students who might need a little bit more support. They're also engaged, so I find it's really helpful. Okay, so if you guys could join my class, that would be great. My class ID is 231831, and I think my link might be in the chat. I'm hoping. My join link. So come on in. And let's see. Oh, wow. I see 13 of you. That's awesome. Oh, I see a lot of guests. Oh, great. Okay, well, I think a lot of you have joined, so I'm going to move on. All right, today's session. So, as I said, I just want to make your math lessons more interactive so your students are like, yes, it is math class. And I think a lot of what Lumio offers helps with that. Providing visual representations, making it multimodal. Students can add audio and with the virtual manipulatives is great. So 3 things I'm going to show you today, how I use Shout It Out to play Which One Doesn't Belong, and you're probably already very familiar with that game. Flip Out to review math vocabulary before unit tests, and using PhET simulations to share what they notice and wonder about new math topics. And that could be not just a PhET, but it just could be like a math game that you do. Why? Yeah, student engagement is my biggest thing. They are really excited to go to math class. They know they're going to be using Lumio, and they know they're going to be supported by the tools within Lumio to help them with their work. And the group, oh, this has been a game changer for me. The group workspace, which I will run through. Okay. Label review. So let's see if I can start this for you guys. So for those of you who are new to Lumio or not sure where things are housed, you can just click on those question marks there, and those will highlight where I created the pages that I'll be sharing today. So yeah, I'll give you a minute to click and explore those things. Again, the Shout It Out, I'll highlight that. PhET and the game-based activities is where Flip Out kind of lives. And then I have a page that I've created just as a new page. So go ahead and explore, and maybe I'll give you a minute. I don't know if most of you are beginners or intermediate users. I still consider myself an intermediate user, even though I use it every day. There's always something new that I'm learning that maybe I haven't used, or something I just want to try out. If people could give me a thumbs up or a I'm done in the chat just to let me know when I can move on, that would be great. It's kind of, I'm missing the interactivity that I get from my students in my own classroom. So maybe I'll move on.
Yeah, I think we're good to move forward here. It looks like you've got quite a few folks in the chat. Explored it all.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's my group workspace, and this is what I use usually when I'm doing an action task, when I'm doing my 3-part lessons. So I find it really helpful when we're doing word problems. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe set this up so that maybe you haven't used groups workspace before. So I'm just going to click setup. And what this does is it asks me how many teams. I am at 20, so maybe I'll go with 9. And what this does is it just randomly places you in groups. And when I click on this start workspace, you can work together as a group with on the task that I've just shared. So here, what I've learned in doing this is before you hit start workspace, just browse your groups and make sure to see if there's any maybe students that shouldn't be in the same group together. And that's something I've learned doing it this year, which I hadn't done before. So it's just a pro tip. So 2
pro tips with the group workspace. It's awesome because, you'll always have the students that'll say something like, oh man, Miss Mac, you always put me with Miranda, something like that. But this is really nice because you'll notice that when Miranda did select 9 groups, it did auto generate those groups for her. So you can just blame your computer, but also then you can strategically also move names around. So Miranda, if you can just demonstrate maybe moving a couple of those names around.
Okay, see, I see a group of 3. I'm just going to move this one random person to team 2.
Perfect. And then go ahead and start that workspace.
So now you'll see that you have access to the same page, but then as you're working on it in groups, I could just like do this and click, oh, I see that this team has started, or I can maybe, what I usually do is I say, any groups that need Miss Mac's help, please come to the front. So entire teams will come to the front, and then I can run essentially a small group with them to move them along the activity. And if for marking purposes, it cuts down my marking. So instead of marking 30 students, I have like 9 assignments here I can mark, and I do it usually during class time. So it saves me that extra time that I would have had to review their work, like after school when you're dead tired. So this is, yeah, a game changer for me.
What I also really love, Miranda, about a group workspace is I think even as a former educator or a former, student myself, right? We know how group projects go. There's always one person that does all the work and one person that does all the sitting. So what's really cool, go ahead and open up team 5 for me.
Team 5. All right.
Yeah. So you'll notice that there's quite a bit more happening on this page. What's really cool is you can actually go ahead and click on any of those numbers there and click that arrow, and that lets you know that Justine did it. So it's really nice for you as an educator to take the accountability to really know who did the work, which I think is really neat.
Yeah, Justine, you're awesome. I can see that you've done that. I can see this is great. And what I tell my students is, because I sometimes don't want to do that extra clicking, I tell them to like write the first 3 initials, the first 3 letters of their first name, and just put it beside their work. So I could see right at a glance if, let's say, I wanted to screenshot this and put it, maybe share it with parents, or at a meeting when I'm bringing up students. It's really, really handy. I think I got to move on. Let's see. Shout it out. All right. So this, I'm just going to click on student progress. If you've never used it, it's a great way to boost your participation. I find that like even my MLL students, they really enjoy this, and students that usually would not participate more because they can just shout out their answers. And even when we're having live discussions, because I've done the shout it out, they will shout out answers. And I'd rather have that than dead silence, which I started off with in the beginning of the school year. So which one doesn't belong? And you probably played this game in your math class. I've just set it up as a shout it out so I can see, ooh, odd number. Way to use those math terms. Perfect square. Oh, love it. Triple digit. Yes. So it's a very low stakes, but I can then take your answers, and I'm like, oh, everyone's saying perfect square, and maybe group some of the similar ideas. Odd number, divisible by 2 is an Oh, I like how you've explained why it's an odd number. That's great. Not a multiple of 8. Oh, wow. 9, 8, maybe those are multiples. So I can see triple digit, yes. And it's nice to see that, your idea is the same as other people's. So you're not in left field. So it's a great way. And it's come assessment time for the report cards, participates in math discussions. This is what I use. And
it's also so great because when we think about all of our students from 2 perspectives, let's just imagine that we have a really large class size, right? And we've got so many students, we don't always have the opportunity to call on all of our students. And so this is a really great way to make sure that every student does have a chance. or even those students that might be a little shy, maybe raising their hand in a group discussion is not so easy for them. This gives them a different entry point to participate if maybe again raising their hand wasn't their preference.
And on screen, I can see right away who's given me what. And if your students aren't down with that, you can also, there's a feature where you can make them anonymous and just look at the posts. Oh, very well. Okay, I think I'm going to move on. Here we go. Flip out. Okay, now, right before your unit tests, I usually have like a review day, and I'll do a deck, and one part of the deck will be like a flip out. Why? Because my students, like many students, have trouble with math vocabulary, and we work a lot on how to communicate our math thinking, but we need to learn those proper terms, and this is a great way to learn that math vocab. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. And as you can see, we were doing division, multiplication. It's like end of year unit. So what you can do is you would flip, like you would read it, multiplication sentence, and then you'd think, oh, what does that mean exactly? And then you can just click on it. It's a number sentence involving multiplication, and then there's an example. So again, it's great for just reviewing the terms that we've covered in the unit. And as I do these more and more, then as I'm watching the kids and listening to them, then I can hear, oh, maybe they didn't exactly understand what rate was. Oh, maybe I need to go over that just again, maybe slower the next time I teach it around. So yeah, again, it's a great way. It takes no time to set up. What I've been doing is, I don't know how many of you use Math Up, but I've taken like the sum it ups for parents, and I've just run that through AI and generated flashcards. And then I put it into flip out. Okay, and then let's see. Moving on. Okay, this is my last show and tell. This is a PhET, and it doesn't have to be a PhET. It could be any math game that you use in class. You can use it as a backdrop and have them write what they notice, what they wonder. And I had this set as an individual handout, but you could easily make this into a group workspace. And they can work on it in partners. And then, like, the idea is to do this before they go and play the game. And then after the game, they can tell you what they've learned. So if I open the dashboard, let's see if there's anything going on here. And as students are finished, they can click done so that you can see, oh, I can see that Mish is finished. Oh, let's take a look at what she's done. So again, this cuts down on my time because I know exactly who to go to first and who to mark. Okay, there, Mish. Great, thanks, Mish. So I click on Mish and I'm like, oh, I see that you've added a heart. So, yeah.
Just giving you a quick example there of what it looks like when someone does click done.
Oh, super. I see emojis are where we're at today.
You are challenging my math brain.
Oh, super. Oh, I love it. Regina, thank you very much. Unit fractions, why did the pieces get smaller? This is great, a great way just to activate those questions and get your students thinking about the math games they're playing. Okay.
And use really, really quick quickly, I'm going to answer a question you got in the chat. Someone asked,
Okay.
why does it look like an overlay? And that's because Miranda was explaining. So with her students, she did have the students do the PhET simulation, just as an example. And then what she did was she did take a little screenshot there and then turn it into a handout, because when students do or participate in a PhET simulation, it doesn't really give you much insight. It doesn't really give you data as the teacher. So this is almost like a follow-up activity that Miranda would have created for her students to then kind of think through and record what they did throughout their PhET experience. So it's not necessarily an overlay, but she kind of took a screenshot and then made it into an activity there.
Overlay meaning like, how did I create it?
Yep. So right now, this is like an individual handout. This is not the actual PhET simulation right now.
Right. So what I did was I screenshotted the math game, and then I made it like I fiddled with the transparency. So you can see kind of, it looks like a watermarked page. And then I put on the, what did you notice? What did you wonder? And drew line. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what we'll do is, can you really quickly for me, Miranda, can you go ahead and go into edit mode for me?
Sure.
So go to your 2 lines in the top left corner and just do edit session. And so everyone pop over to the StreamYard call. The Lumio is going to tell you that you're just waiting for your teacher to join. And Miranda, if you go to your blue plus button in the bottom left corner there for me.
Blue plus button right here. Yes.
Yep. There is a button in the menu right there that says PhET, and that is where all those PhET simulations live. So she did not necessarily create the PhET simulation. There's a bunch that already exist in here. So if you want to just quickly pull up the one that we were looking at a screenshot of.
It's the build a fraction, I think.
That's okay. We can pretend it's that one.
See it?
You go ahead and just, see it.
Should I save it to my session?
You sure can.
All right, let's do it.
And then if you go back to finish editing.
So here.
Yes. So now you guys on your screen will see that we can each interact. We each have our own version of this PhET simulation to kind of play around with. So just for the sake of time, Miranda just quickly showed us what the follow-up activity could have been like, but you'll now notice on your end that you're free to explore the simulation. You should have it up on your screen if you're back in Lumio, and you can go ahead and interact and see what you're able to create. And so then what Miranda did was she took a screenshot of this page and added it to a blank page to make it into an individual handout as more of like a reflection activity. So as a teacher, she was able to gather her students' thinking as to what their experience was while they were in this PhET simulation. Does that make sense for everyone? Let us know in the chat if that answers your questions. And I've got Ingrid in the chat as well that's going to help out.
Oh, super. Yeah, the trick is to dump it into, like, I think I used PowerPoint or Word, and then I fiddled with the transparency to make it lighter. And then I put stuff on top.
Perfect. I think we can go ahead and move forward. If you want to show us how you maybe created one of your activities, just kind of for like that make and take portion, and then we will go over our resources. Okay. Oh, this is perfect.
So this is just a review of the tools that I kind of showed you. So group workspace, flip out, shout it out, and the PhET. And just if you could pop in how you see yourself using these tools. And
let's go ahead and click on the magic wand on the toolbar.
I feel like I should whole class whiteboard. That's what I needed. All right, there we go.
Everyone, just take a moment. You'll now see that Miranda converted it to a whole class whiteboard. So as a student in the Lumio lesson, on the left side of your screen, you now have access to your toolbar. So you can click on the letter A, then click on the screen for an easy text box to type, since most of us are probably at our computers, I can imagine. And out of everything that Miranda showed you today, how can you imagine yourself using this with your students? So I'll give a couple of examples here myself.
Yes, I can't say enough about that group workspace. And I started right in September, and I tell them, you're going to have to get used to working with different people, even as adults. We don't get to choose our team sometimes. So it's just a great way. And to cut down on my marking, I don't know about you guys, but I am so slow at marking. This just it's so much faster. And then I can, if I need to, I can go back right during report card time and take a look at a piece I've already marked and maybe level it and then use that as an assessment. And it's fast. I like that I don't need to make the groups, because when I was teaching virtual, I would physically make the groups and I knew how much time that took. So just to have like an instant randomizer is great. Exit tickets. Oh. Yeah, I love the which one doesn't belong. It's low stakes. Everybody participates. It's good to check on what terms they know. You could see by their responses. Great for reflections.
There are so many great ideas that are coming up on the screen. I highly recommend that if you like some of the ideas that you see here, take a screenshot of this page for yourself so that you can remember some of the ideas that your fellow participants thought of.
Oh, I kind of like how you could use the flip out as a choice board. I never thought about that. Oh, clever.
I just attended another session where they were showing how to use flip out as a choice board.
Oh, I would never have. Yeah, I always thought flashcards, but yeah, definitely good to see how others are using it. Well, I think that we're almost done. I think, shall I go on? Let's see.
Yeah, I think that should be good.
All right. So here are the Lumio resources. So you know what? I've never checked out Lumio YouTube. That's something
that is a really, really good place to go. There are a few different playlists that you can explore in there from getting started. And what's over there is a variety of 1 to 3 minute video clips that are broken apart by individual feature on Lumio. So if you're looking at how to create an individual handout, if you're looking how to create a rank order game, if you're wondering how to set up a group workspace, there is a variety of up to 3 minute clips on our YouTube page. So that's a really good place to go. You'll also find all of our previously recorded webinars on there as well in a playlist that says 2026 Go Lumio webinars. So you'll see there a variety of different ambassadors presenting, as well as myself kind of going through any Lumio updates and things like that. And then Miranda, if you can go to the next slide for me. Okay. We also have a really cool ambassador community that we encourage you to join. And Ingrid did just drop the application for you in the chat. And that's a place to go to stay connected with other ambassadors around the world. If you've been attending sessions all day today, these have all been led by our incredible ambassadors from literally everywhere. We've got Miranda here from Canada. I'm in the US. Today I attended a session with someone from the UAE. I had someone from South Africa today. So it's a good place to go to stay connected, share ideas, and also our Lumio team is in there answering questions and sharing what's new in Lumio. So if you're not yet part of our ambassador community, we highly recommend that you join.
Yeah, that's where I started too as an ambassador. And then I went through the webinars, and then I took the Lumio certified trainer. And now I'm here.
And now you're here with us, and we've got Miranda. And so if you go to the next slide for me, let's all take a moment and participate in the Lumio Sharing Challenge. This is totally your choice, but let's just pause here for a moment. And what I'm actually going to do in the chat is I will drop for you our Lumio Facebook group. If Facebook is your preference, you're also welcome to share on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter X. And just share something from Miranda's session that you really enjoyed. Remember that any post you make does get you entered to win a gift card. We just ask that you're following Lumio Social and use the hashtag LumioPalooza 2026. I just put the link in the chat for our Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group yet, highly recommend joining that as well, because I go in there every week with tips and tricks on Tuesdays for other things you might not know you can do in Lumio. And our product team goes in there every time something new happens in Lumio. So it's a good place to be, but let's pop in there and just share something that you really enjoyed or walking away with from Lumio Palooza. And I see a couple of requests coming into the Facebook group, so thank you for being here. Good place to go to stay in the know. All right. And as for those folks that are participating in that social challenge, go ahead and take a moment to do that. And while you're doing that, Miranda, if you can pop over to the next slide for me there. I am going to, in the chat for you, actually, I think Ingrid already did it. We're going to pop it up on the screen here. If you'd like to receive your certificate and your credit hour for attending Miranda's webinar, make sure that you complete the survey that you see on the screen here and in the chat, and that'll get you your certificate once you complete the survey. So we'll leave that here for just a moment here. And in the meantime, I just want to extend the biggest thank you to Miranda. You were incredible. Thank you so much for sharing how you use Lumio to teach math with your students. We are so lucky to work with ambassadors like you, Miranda. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. You have one more or a couple more sessions for today. We'll be announcing winners, our first set of winners for a social challenge at the end of the day today. And then we start all over again tomorrow. So thank you, everyone, for participating in Lumio Palooza. And Miranda, thank you once more. Bye, everyone.